Hi, I'm Phil, and welcome to Phil's English class. Many of you have asked for videos about dialogue. So, to begin with a dialogue, you need to ask simple questions. So, in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to ask simple present simple questions. So, the present simple is used for general questions, okay? It's used for general questions or it's for questions for now. So let's take a look at these ways that you can make questions. I call this quasi. Q-U-A-S-I. So the Q-U is for a question word. A is for auxiliary. Do or does. Subject is I, you, he, she, they, it. And then I is for the infinitive of the verb, which would be the base form of the verb. So QU, the question word, I've got a few examples here. So where, what, why, how, and how often, and how many something, how many phones, how many cars, how many people, okay? So those are your question words. Now let's take a look at an example question. Where do you live? Where do you live? Question word, where. Auxiliary, do. Subject, you. Infinitive, a verb in the infinitive. Live. Where do you live? If I asked about a woman and I said I wanted to know where she lives, what would I say? So I would say, where does she live? Okay, does for she. You use does for he, she, it. And do for I, you, we, they. Okay. So the next example, what does he do? What job? What does he do? Oh, you have a husband. What does he do? Does he work? Does he paint? How? When you say how, you're asking for the method. How do you get to work? How do you get to work? Do you drive? Do you get the train? Do you take a bus? How do you get to work? So you could say, how do you cook a chicken? If you wanted to know. The present simple. You're asking questions that are generally true or always true. What do I do? What do I do? I teach English. Generally speaking, I teach English. Not always, but generally, I teach English. So that's why this is good, because these are general questions. These are good. It's an easy way to start a conversation. General questions, present simple questions. Why does she work there? So you hear a friend and she doesn't like her job. She's always complaining. Complaining means saying negative things. So she's always complaining about her job. And then you say to your other friend, she's always complaining. Why does she work there? Question word, why. Auxiliary, does. Subject, she. Infinitive of the verb, work, and then there. Why does she work there? For the next example, I've used how often, because how often is considered to be the question word. Okay? How often do you watch Netflix? How often do you watch Netflix? Maybe during these times, maybe every day. How often do you exercise? Shh, we don't ask that question, okay? How often do you watch Netflix? So that's QUASI. Now I'm going to show you an easier way to make questions. So you can also make questions using ASI, ASI. So there's no question word. There's no question word for these, okay? So it's just, it begins with the auxiliary. Do. Do you eat meat? Oh, are you a vegetarian? Do you eat meat? Again, it's a general question. The answer is always true or generally true. Do I look good? Do I look good? I'm going to the bar. I'm meeting friends. Do I look good? Can you tell me? Please say yes, you know. So your friend has a husband and you don't know the husband. So you ask somebody, oh, she has a husband. Does he work? I never see him. Does he work? What does he do? So this is how you ask questions in the present simple. And this is a good way of starting a conversation. And here's a little trick to ask questions in the past simple. If you want to ask a question about something yesterday or in the past, just change the auxiliary. Where did you live 1 year ago? What did he do 10 years ago? So this is how, but to get back to present simple, this is how you ask questions. Quasi and ASI. I call it quasi and ASI, but in books, they don't say quasi and ASI. I say quasi and ASI, okay? I hope this helps you. This is the beginning of doing dialogue. So I hope this helps you in your learning of dialogue. That's my lesson. If you liked it, please click like. There's a subscribe button in the corner, so if you select it and ring the bell, you'll get notified of new videos. That's my video. Thanks for watching.